Hello and thanks for watching my video. This is going to be the next in a series of videos looking at how to make gold in Guild Wars 2. And this time we're going to look at how to make gold from items that you may have in your inventory or bank that you may have forgotten about. Now this tends to be if you've got a build-up of items in your bank and you just really you've just dumped them into the bank and you don't realize them. So if we look at my bank here, we've got a lot of items that have got many I've got a stack of certain items. Some items I'll be holding just in case, for speculation, for other, upcoming patches or updates, and I'll be hopefully profiting from that. But others, I just build up and then I'm like, okay, I'm not really using some of these items. Let's see if they actually, what can I do with them? So, things like this, the sort of, mid-tier items, do they sell for a lot? Not particularly. I'll probably hold on to that one just in case I do decide to level up another character through crafting. It'd save me money there. I've upgraded all my lodestones, so there's nothing I'll need there. I do tend to look at certain certain materials that go for high value money. Sunstone lumps, because they are used in the crafting of Mordry, they tend to be the substantially higher amount. Ruby orbs, they tend to sell for quite a lot, so that's, I haven't really felt the need to use a ruby orb, so we'll sell them. That's an extra 60 silver that I'm getting there. I've been selling some of my stacks, so it's not really relevant. I mean, they don't go for much on the trading post. Some of them, it's better just to sell them to a merchant. 95 gets me 50 silver. If I had an extra stack, which I did put it on the trading post or I sold it to a merchant. One of the more interesting things about some of your stuff that you may collected, there are certain food items that actually do go for quite high value. Lemongrass, it's very rare and it's used for a lot of the foods and the consumables for world versus world, a lot of condition removal or duration removal, so they go for quite high. I mean, you look at the cayenne peppers, these are going for a substantial amount. The 8 get me 32, so sell these. Slabs of poultry meat, again, fairly rare, fairly uncommon, sorry. There we go, I'm going to sell 17, that's a gold. Just by I haven't even really needed to use this. I don't craft foods really. I haven't been cooking much because I just tend to level up my characters through Tombs of Knowledge now. Some of these other materials, you look and the best way to do it is to double click, get everything out. Obviously the account bound stuff you can't sell, but look at what actually goes for quite high substantial amounts of money and sell them. Black peppercorns, because they're obviously used to create salts, they can go for quite high amounts. I've only got 3, so I'm not going to sell those. The omnom berries and the snow truffles, they tend to go for a lot. I haven't got too many, so I'm not really going to sell them. But you've got things like leeks, they're not that really expensive, so I'm not going to bother selling them. We look at some of the other stuff. I've got a lot of snowflakes. The main one is the pristine. That's the most expensive one out of the stacks, because it is a sort of used for crafting rare weapons. I've got 197. I'm not going to get rid of those, and I'm going to explain why. What you may notice in my bank, in my account here, I have some rare level 3, mithril imbued inscriptions. And what I use these for, this is how I make gold pretty much bog standard. It is very easy. What we're going to do, I'm going to craft 100 mithril ingots. I'm going to craft I'll craft all of those planks. If you watch one of my other videos, you'll have seen me creating, sort of through the Mystic Forge, upgrading blueprints, siege blueprints. Well, what we're going to do with the wood planks and the mithril ingots, remember, these are fairly cheap items that can be made because they're pretty plentiful. The majority of people will be salvaging items that get some mithril or elderwood logs, so it is in the game. But what I'm going to be crafting, as we craft the mithril, I'll craft all of those. we're going to be crafting rare weapons. Now, the rare weapons, you know, there's different choices. You can go for swords, staffs, shields, focuses. If you're going to be, you know, trying to go for a precursor, I've got 2 legendary weapons. I've got the Bifrost, and I have Meteorologicus. Now, Meteorologicus, I actually bought the precursor. I saved up 600 odd gold, and I bought the precursor. For Bifrost, the legend, I actually got I decided to use the Mystic Forge, and I tossed in the great swords to try and get Dusk or Dawn, and then I sold that. It did take me around sort of 200 gold that I spent, which was, you know, this is going back over a year ago, so it was a substantial amount, but I actually earned the you know, it turned out that I earned it was worked out well for me. But I used to toss Mystic Forge rare great swords into the Mystic Forge. So yeah, rare great swords into the Mystic Forge, and that's what we're going to craft, because other people still do that. So let's craft. We're going to do 20 mithril plated dowels, because we want to create these rare inscriptions. If you notice here, I've got all these givers, you know, inscriptions. They are a little bit less. They are worth. The great swords aren't worth as much. But let's craft these berserkers, because the berserkers are worth more than anything else. We'll craft a few other ones that we've got here. Clerics and knights. Okay, so we look at what we got here. I'll deposit those. I now have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16 great swords that I can craft. Unfortunately, I can't craft them. I don't have enough mithril, so I'm going to have to... I should have crafted the whole lot. What you need around, you need 6 ingots per greatsword, and you need, so it's 12 mithril ore per greatsword. So when you're deciding how much to craft, or how much to buy on the trading post, it's useful to go and have a look at how much you actually need before you end up backwards and forwards trying to work out how much you actually need. I've had a lot of mithril that's in my bank, so I'm not going to buy any on the trading post. I've not bought any, you know, I didn't buy any of these items. These are items that have been acquiring in my bank, and this is how you can earn gold. You know, items that have just been left in your bank, accumulating over time, and now you think, okay, I want to make some gold. How do I do that? Well, we're going to craft some great swords. Rare great swords, and I'll show you how much they're worth on the trading post. So you can buy items as well. This is another option of working the trading post, something that I won't talk about in this video, but we're going to talk about the great swords. So we've got all the great swords here. Let's sell them on the trading post. Okay, so we're going to sell them. I'm not going to ignore that 85. We're going to sell them here for 97.39. That's almost minus that, so we're talking 6 gold from 7 great swords. Okay, that did sell. And then we've got, someone's put 838, so I'm going to sell it for 1 copper less, but it's only 1. And the clerics. And so that's another 1.5 gold. I'll sell that for 1 copper less as well, so it's only 3. But there. That, I've just put 11 great swords on the trading post. And I should earn around, you know, well, we'll soon see how much I've earned around, but because they'll start selling. But yeah, I mean, that is a substantial amount. I've put on quite a lot of great swords there from the you know, for the Berserker great sword, and they'll all sell. The Berserker's great swords always sell. Rare great swords always sell, and it's an easy way by looking in your inventory, looking in your bank. What items do you have that are worth money? So I've been selling food items. I've used some of my materials to craft weapons. You know, even the build-up of things like silk and linen. You know, when you want to, if I go back, I'm an armor smith as well. You can craft after. You can, you know, build up and up, especially with the silk if that starts accumulating. So we'll go over here and let's have a look. So you can build, you know, we want to be looking at the, if you're going to be crafting ascended armor, I don't think I've picked that up, no, there we go. We look at the lump of mithrilium. You know, you can only craft one of those a day. The same with the silk weaving. They're only craftable once a day. It saves you a lot of time by just keeping an eye on things that are in your bank. I've got a lot of bandit crests. If I go to the merchant in the Silver Wastes, I can buy some rare gear from that. I think it's 250 badges for a bag of rare gear. On my other character, I've got other stuff, you know, for dry top. I've got keys that have accumulated. This is the dust and the fragments. They get used by my other character that's gets the dailies. I've got some other armor, but I'm not gonna. That's going to be kept on my account. But look at what you have in your account. Look at what you have in your bank. What are the items that you may have? You know, I know that there are items here. These C-type 6, the tier 6 the materials. I've got 55 bloods. That goes, if I sell that for now, that's 30, well, minus the fees, that's almost 29 gold. Just straight away. But if I ever want to craft another legendary, I will need that. You know, the carcass shells. I've got 93 carcass shells. They sell for 6 each. That's 6 gold. You know, look at what's in your bank and look at what. Take it all out your inventory. You know, I've got orichalcum ingots here that I've crafted. If I sell all them, that's another. You know, minus the fees, 11, 12 gold. Go and look at what's in your inventory and sell them if you don't need them. Just plan ahead. Look what you think you may need for the future. Look at what you don't need and then sell. It's a trick that, you know, it's not really a trick. It's things that you don't need that are high value. Other players need them. Char's lodestones. Why am I keeping them here? I'm going for the Dwayne collection. But if I sold all of them now, that's 100 minus that. That's 120 gold. 120 gold I can have. But I'm going for the. If we look at the collection, you need 100 gold, 100 lodestones to get the collection for the Dwayne collection for one of the you know, the feathers or the wings of Dwayne. So that's just something that I'm going for. I'm not pursuing. It's just building up and up. I just hope this has been helpful for you guys. You know, a lot of people don't realise that they have items in their bank that are worth quite a substantial amount of money, and it's worth selling them because it frees up that gold and it allows you to accomplish your goal quicker. In the long term, some of the things may go up and down, but generally I haven't lost too much out from selling stuff. Maybe the lodestones, but now I'm actually going for them. I may be buying them, but gold's a lot easier to come by these days, and hopefully this will have been something that you can see. Thanks very much.